that you know that you have inside you, that you know that you feel for the people that are closest to you, that love always wins, no matter what, even when they're gone.
When it comes to celebrities who aren't afraid to push boundaries, Valerie Bertinelli quietly stunned audiences in ways few anticipated. How did a familiar television star transition into a role that left viewers utterly breathless? Sometimes, stars' most revealing moments come without warning, challenging expectations and sparking intense reactions. Prepare for a fascinating look at Valerie's daring choices that prompted gasps and shifted public perception forever. The unexpected, bold move. Valerie Bertinelli's decision to reveal a new side of herself caught many off guard, marking a striking departure from the roles that defined her early career. Known primarily for her approachable, girl-next-door charm on shows like One Day at a Time, she suddenly embraced a far more daring public persona. The moment didn't come from nowhere, but was instead a carefully chosen step that pushed boundaries and invited a fresh kind of attention. What made it truly shocking was how effortlessly she seemed to command the room, leaving little to the imagination and challenging what fans thought they knew about her. This boldness did not arise from an urge to shock for its own sake, but rather felt like a declaration of personal freedom. Valerie's unveiling was both an artistic statement and a reveal of deep personal confidence, signaling that she was no longer confined by past expectations. Whether appearing in photos, magazine spreads, or candid moments captured on film, she carried an aura that was impossible to ignore. Reactions ranged from admiration to stunned silence, showing just how effectively she had disrupted the usual narrative. What made the moment even more memorable was the contrast it created with Valerie's previous image. The wholesome sitcom star had grown into a woman unafraid to express her sensuality openly, breaking the mold of classic television innocence. It was as if she had lifted a curtain to show a more complex, layered version of herself, one that embraced vulnerability and strength at the same time. This choice set a new standard for her public identity and invited audiences to view her through a markedly different lens. However, this transformation was not just about visual impact. The way Valerie carried herself communicated a wider message about self-acceptance and empowerment. She demonstrated that aging and fame need not strip away boldness or charisma, but could instead enhance it when approached with authenticity. This nuanced timing played a significant role in making the moment resonate, as it aligned with evolving cultural conversations around body positivity and ownership. Despite the clear shift, Valerie managed to maintain her natural warmth and relatability, which kept her audience engaged rather than alienated. Her smile, laughter, and candidness remained intact, reminding viewers that she was still the same person, but more fully herself. This blend of familiarity and surprise deepened the impact of her bold move. It wasn't about becoming someone new, but about revealing layers that had long been hidden or subdued. Behind the scenes, there was a careful balance between risk and control. Valerie understood the power of this moment and curated her image accordingly, showing daring without crossing into sensationalism. This awareness elevated the reveal beyond mere exhibition into something meaningful and memorable. It was a declaration that she was in charge of her narrative, ready to craft her legacy on her own terms. Critics and fans alike noticed that this moment wasn't just a fleeting stunt, but a calculated pivot in the way Valerie chose to represent herself. It invited deeper conversations about the roles women play in entertainment and how those roles evolve over time. What made the bold move extraordinary was its ability to challenge stereotypes while offering an inspiring example of reinvention. In the end, this unexpected shift became one of Valerie's defining moments, a turning point that altered how she was perceived and invited new opportunities. The boldness displayed was not accidental, but an intentional embrace of change, opening doors to a refreshed career path. As viewers took in this new side of her, it became clear that Valerie Bertinelli had stepped into a space reserved for reinvention and fearlessness. This daring act would prove pivotal as it laid the groundwork for future revelations, encouraging both fans and critics to reconsider the full depth of Valerie's identity and career. Valerie's career evolution. Valerie Bertinelli's journey in the entertainment industry began early. establishing her in the hearts of television audiences with roles that emphasized her approachable and wholesome charm. In the 1970s and 1980s, she became a household name largely through the hit sitcom One Day at a Time, where she portrayed Barbara Cooper with warmth and authenticity. This role made her a symbol of family-friendly entertainment and endeared her to multiple generations. However, her evolving career would soon reflect more complex dimensions beyond this initial image. Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, Valerie diversified her work, moving into sitcoms like Sydney and Café Américain, which allowed her to explore different characters and genres. While none matched the impact of her earlier successes, these roles showed her willingness to take on new challenges. This gradual broadening of her portfolio hinted at an actress searching not just for continuity, but for growth and change. The subtle experimentation set the stage for her eventual transformation. Her personal life also influenced her professional path. Valerie faced public difficulties when her two marriages to Eddie Van Halen and actor Tom Vitale ended, which caused her to undergo personal development. Her work was shaped by her experiences with vulnerability and resilience, which created her special way to connect with others. Her public image became more relatable when she discussed her personal challenges in interviews, which contrasted with her earlier polished public image. Her hosting and lifestyle television work, including the cooking show Valerie's Home Cooking, served as important turning points for her career. Through her performance here, she displayed an authentic personality that combined her fame with her normal human qualities. The combination of her celebrity status with her authentic nature created a strong connection with the audience while developing new aspects of her public persona. The project demonstrated her ability to transform her identity while maintaining essential aspects of herself. Valerie's developing self-assurance enabled her to pursue more experimental artistic endeavors. The public began to accept her as a different person when her fans became acquainted with her complete character through both fictional and actual life performances. Her career developed gradually over time, which created pathways for her upcoming major changes. But the changes appeared as natural development instead of unexpected transitions. Valerie developed an exceptional understanding of entertainment industry changes because her career lasted several decades. She observed how older actresses faced career obstacles, which led her to take charge of her public image. She decided to showcase more transparent and genuine aspects of herself because she discovered valuable information about herself at this particular moment in her career. The way Valerie handles her emotional and physical vulnerability has become more comfortable through her media interviews, which have taken place throughout her career. Through her open discussion about her health condition, weight reduction, and personal development, she established a connection with fans that prepared them for her upcoming surprising moments of openness. The evolution process required intentional efforts as the individual progressed towards self-acceptance and authentic self-disclosure. Public and media reactions followed swiftly, reflecting the striking departure from the status quo. Buzz across fans and press. Valerie Bertinelli's daring reveal immediately triggered a wave of reactions from fans and media alike, many of whom expressed surprise mingled with admiration. Social media buzzed with comments appreciating her confidence, while others debated the shift from her earlier image. This duality highlighted how deeply ingrained perceptions were being challenged, prompting lively discussion across platforms. The public fascination showed just how impactful the moment was beyond mere curiosity. Press coverage mirrored the emotional spectrum, with entertainment outlets praising Valerie's courage, while others approached the change with caution. Major publications recognized the courage it took to break free from a long-established persona, applauding her for embracing authenticity at a time when the industry often pressures stars to maintain a narrow image. Her bold moves were often framed as inspiring examples of self-empowerment. Yet, some commentary questioned if such revelations were strategically timed for career revival, sparking debates about motivation versus genuine expression. Fan reactions demonstrated nostalgia by showing nostalgia through showing excitement in the present moment. The audience that watched her television shows during her childhood experience unexpected pride when they see her new personality. The new audience members who did not know her previous work experience her artistic work at that time through its current artistic value and innovative artists who perform today. The combination of different generations demonstrated that Valerie could attract people from different age groups while maintaining her current popularity. The study showed how celebrities develop relationships with their followers through their ongoing process of changing their public image. The audience on talk shows and podcasts reacted strongly to her honesty, which hosts and guests used to analyze her impact. The observers identified that Valerie selected her moment because society began to accept truthful expression as a public standard. The experts showed that her body disclosures matched ongoing discussions about body positivity, aging, and female empowerment in Hollywood. The complete context of her actions permitted the recognition of her work as more than separate performances because it served to advance important social discussions. The presence of critical voices existed in the situation. The supporters who followed Valerie from the start would probably abandon her if she pursued new artistic directions, according to some skeptical observers. Some people expressed doubt about whether she could better express herself through the two performance styles than through her abilities as an actress and host. The public argument became more intense because the different opinions showed how people responded to her visible changes. The extreme division shows how much people believe in the identities of celebrities. People held divided views about Valerie, but most people expressed respect for her daring nature in risky situations. The research showed that her generation produced only a small number of celebrities who would make strong public statements without showing any signs of doubt. Her decision to move forward with her career was essential for her professional comeback because it helped her reclaim authority over an entertainment industry that tends to push older women into the background. The acknowledgement of her actions improved the discussion about her behavior. Media outlets also pointed out how Valerie's unfiltered approach contrasted with more polished celebrity presentations. Her candidness was seen as refreshing, a break from glossy perfection that often dominates Hollywood. This relatability contributed to widespread empathy and support among viewers, contributing to a positive shift in her public image. It demonstrated the appetite for authenticity in celebrity culture. Such profound responses naturally lead to exploring Valerie's own perspective on why she made this courageous choice. Personal motivations behind the choice. Valerie Bertinelli chose to show a daring and open image because her personal reasons existed beyond what others thought about her. She shared her complete journey from self-doubt to body acceptance throughout her entire life. After experiencing the pressures of Hollywood's beauty standards, Valerie sought a form of expression that felt authentic and liberating. She used this approach to take back control over her personal expression instead of following current fashion trends. Valerie described her journey to personal growth through her practice of vulnerability. Her true self appeared through her performance because she wanted to show who she really was to others. The process required her to deal with deep-seated insecurities that had lasted for 30 years, while she chose to use transparency as her method of gaining strength. She chose to showcase her personal life because it helped her eliminate the barriers that had controlled her life. Her decision-making process involved multiple factors, including health and wellness. Valerie experienced weight changes throughout her journey while practicing self-care, which resulted in both physical changes and new ways of viewing her body. She used honest storytelling about her challenges to help people understand how society differentially views older people and their changing bodies. Through her willingness to share her experiences with others, she demonstrated that women must learn to love themselves because society uses negative standards to evaluate their beauty as they grow older. Valerie developed her perspective through her extensive experience, which only a few actors share with her. She realized that image control enabled her to maintain her public presence according to her personal standards. She decided to take on all roles, which showed her actual personality, instead of letting the industry define her professional identity. The ability to make independent decisions restored her both creative and emotional energy. Her personal relationships have also influenced this evolution. Valerie shared her life story, which described her development from her previous high-profile marriages to her present state of privacy after she finished her relationships. She redefined her narrative through personal storytelling that allowed her to build deep connections with her fans who experienced real human emotions instead of showing only superficial admiration. Valerie declared her intention to leave nothing to the imagination because she wanted to control her sexual identity and self-representation as a woman. She rejected the belief that women must hide themselves as they grow older because she chose to present herself with full confidence. The message created a powerful effect on viewers who recognized her as a role model for self-acceptance. The way she approached this transformation process involved both planned methods and natural development. Valerie explained that people need to understand vulnerability as a strength because it exists in different degrees rather than one single aha moment. Her transparent nature brought inspiration to many people because it matched the current societal movement, which encourages people to share their personal experiences. Valerie's choice to defy norms fits squarely within broader changes seen across entertainment, where celebrity boundaries are continually being redefined. Cultural context and celebrity boundaries. The entertainment industry has experienced major changes throughout the last 20 years, which particularly affected how famous people present themselves to others. Valerie Bertinelli showed herself to the world through her emotional and visual appearance because this choice matched a cultural trend that demanded people show their real selves through complete honesty. Social media platforms have transformed the entertainment industry because they enable celebrities to interact with their followers without following the traditional media rules. The new transparent communication system creates multiple chances for authentic relationships, yet makes people vulnerable to their private lives being revealed. The changing world has led female stars to fight against unfair beauty standards and restrictive expectations for their appearance. Women today show their authentic selves through different methods of sexual orientation and identity expression because they have gained the freedom to choose their public appearance. Valerie expresses her boldness through her professional work, which has united women worldwide for body appreciation at different life stages. The cultural background of the time created a setting where she could show herself freely and receive public approval for her body. At the same time, the industry still grapples with double standards and ageism. Older women, in particular, face scrutiny for showing too much skin or challenging conservative expectations. Valerie's choice to leave nothing to the imagination was therefore a powerful act of defiance, pushing back against these persistent biases. It questioned the idea that maturity should equate to invisibility in public life and entertainment. Her actions can also be understood as part of a wider pattern, where celebrities reclaim control of their narratives by sharing unfiltered truths. This includes not only physical appearances, but struggles with mental health, relationships, and personal growth. The cultural appetite for real stories and imperfections has grown, shifting how audiences relate to public figures. Valerie's transparency fits squarely into this demand for relatability and trust. This trend reflects a significant break from earlier celebrity culture, which prized polished perfection and managed images. The transparency movement fosters a sense of shared humanity, diminishing the distance between star and fan. For Valerie, this cultural shift allowed her to present a fuller picture of who she is beyond her scripted roles and public persona. Her willingness to embrace this new openness also speaks to changes in media consumption. Audiences increasingly favor content that feels honest and spontaneous. Valerie's candid approach to revealing herself visually and emotionally provided a refreshing contrast to the often scripted and edited realities of entertainment. It gave her connection with fans a new level of intimacy. Despite the positive aspects of this cultural shift, it requires celebrities to navigate risks carefully, balancing vulnerability against privacy concerns. Valerie's success in doing so highlights her maturity and self-awareness. She managed to harness this trend without losing control or becoming subject to exploitation, which many others struggle with. This cultural awakening offers insight into how such personal decisions can reshape an individual's public image in lasting ways. Impact on Valerie's image. Valerie Bertinelli's bold choice to reveal a more uninhibited side of herself had an immediate and lasting effect on how the public viewed her. She no longer appeared as the girl next door or the relatable TV mom, and instead exhibited herself through a combination of confidence, sensuality, and authentic self-expression. Her evolution allowed her to reach more viewers because they appreciated her ability to challenge traditional norms. The research showed that people can create new identities that they can adopt throughout their professional journeys. The transformation appeared to reinvigorate her professional life as well. Valerie obtained new projects, which enabled her to show more aspects of her personality than she did in her previous acting work. The renewed public presence established her status as an entertainment industry star who possesses multiple talents. She became a symbol of empowerment for many women navigating similar transitions in their own lives. Her image received improvement through increased media respect and media coverage. The media portrayed Valerie as an artist who made artistic decisions through her work, rather than showing her as a celebrity whose transformation attracted tabloid interest. Her interviews and profiles showed her growth as a person while she maintained control over her public image. The tone of the statement proved that people needed to stop thinking her daring nature existed solely for the purpose of gaining attention. The way Valerie managed to maintain warmth and approachability throughout her transformation strengthened her connection with fans. The audience could see her entire personality through her visual presentation, yet she remained her authentic self. The combination of her open personality and her ability to relate to others improved her brand because people found her inspirational yet easy to understand. The display reminded viewers that people can show extreme confidence while still maintaining authentic relationships with others. Valerie showed her ability to adjust to new situations, which industry experts recognized as a skill that would help her maintain a successful career. The example she set showed women to control their own lives and to create their own identities in a world where aging reduces their work options. She began to receive casting offers for projects that showed her new public image, which led to her increased marketability. The entertainment industry used the change to redefine how older women performers would showcase their artistic abilities and their physical charm. Social media communities embraced Valerie's evolution, often celebrating her as an icon of confidence and authentic beauty. Fans celebrated her boldness while they told personal stories, which she motivated them to share. The grassroots support for her created a public image that extended beyond regular entertainment news outlets, establishing an enthusiastic fan base that people considered to be her innovative followers. The positive change in Valerie's reputation became apparent to everyone, despite some critics who opposed the transformation. She took control of her public image by refusing to allow others to determine her identity. Her active image management showed her ability to handle challenges, which people recognized during a time when media platforms quickly formed their judgment about her. The way Valerie reshaped her image invites parallels with other celebrities who have made similarly daring moves, revealing the power of reinvention in celebrity culture. Comparisons with other celebrities. Valerie Bertinelli's bold transformation finds echoes in the careers of several contemporaries who also embraced more daring public personas later in life. Like Valerie, actresses such as Jane Fonda and Michelle Pfeiffer reinvented themselves by breaking from earlier images and embracing vulnerability mixed with confidence. These changes often involved public moments that challenged traditional notions of age and femininity, garnering both admiration and controversy. The similarities illustrate a broader pattern within Hollywood's shifting dynamics. Jane Fonda's decision decades ago to embrace activism and fitness infused her public image with renewed energy and boldness. Her openness about aging and body image paved the way for others, demonstrating that reinvention can be a powerful form of personal and professional liberation. Fonda's example shows that strength and sensuality need not fade with time. Rather, they can become defining aspects of later stages in a career. The changing appearance of Michelle Pfeiffer mirrors the transformation of Valerie throughout her life. Pfeiffer started her career by playing glamorous roles, but developed her craft through more complex roles that suited her mature age, which she maintained through public declarations of her natural beauty. Through her honest reflections, she established a normal pattern for people to discuss becoming older while they resisted the Hollywood beauty standards, which limited their options. This dedication to genuine existence and self-empowerment links to Valerie's identity. Celebrities from different professional backgrounds, beyond actresses, have undergone image transformations during their later careers, which brought forth new public personas. The pop music industry witnessed Madonna and Cher, who both challenged age-related standards through their bold fashion choices and their direct statements about the issue. The process of these actors reinventing themselves prompted discussions about entertainment industry longevity and the need for artists to manage their own personal narratives. Valerie belongs to this lineage of artists who boldly embrace transformation. Valerie developed an exceptional transformation because she moved from her family-friendly public persona to a sensuality-based image, which still maintains its appeal to audiences. Most celebrities who attempt to change their public image experience negative reactions from their audience, or they lose their fundamental fan base. Valerie achieved success because she maintained her genuine self while she controlled various elements of her public persona. The approaches taken by these celebrities combine their personal experiences with new visual elements that they create through their performances. Valerie established her public image through her authentic interviews and her ability to express her deepest emotions, together with her impressive visual displays. The audience can better understand the transformation because of this method, which allows them to experience the story in different ways. The group displays this storytelling pattern, which includes multiple narrative elements in their work. Demi Moore has established herself as a key person whom others refer to when they discuss how people reinvent themselves during the last phase of their professional lives. Moore attracted major public interest during the past few years because she modeled for high-fashion advertisements and magazine covers, which showcased her self-assuredness and mature appearance and her ability to express herself through her fashion choices. The public response to her choices as an actress showed that modern female entertainers now select different methods to establish their visibility and audience connection than their original career paths. Sharon Stone presents a career pattern that follows the same path as other women who have publicly discussed their experiences with growing older and battling self-doubt while maintaining their independence in the entertainment business. Stone uses her public appearances and statements to show people how she maintains her dignity while presenting herself with self-assurance without following beauty standards that society establishes as normal. She made it easier for actresses who have built their careers through established roles to talk about their experiences with age-related changes and personal identity development. The artistic development of Valerie Bertinelli and other prominent women shows how they take control of the public perception regarding aging and their ability to influence our contemporary celebrity culture. Understanding Valerie's journey alongside that of other notable figures offers a richer perspective on the challenges and rewards of reinventing one's public identity. Lasting legacy and lessons. The courageous act of Valerie Bertinelli, showing her complete self to the world, creates an everlasting effect that demonstrates that authentic self-expression enables people to establish new professional paths. She demonstrated that people should not disregard their personal development or life changes because those experiences can serve as motivation for other individuals. The legacy creates obstacles for the entertainment industry because it presents women in their later years through a conventional perspective, which limits their ability to have complex personalities and express themselves freely. Her journey shows that people who show their vulnerable side to the world discover a strength that helps them make deep connections with others. The way Valerie shares her real-life experiences and accomplishments and personal growth journey with others shows fans her true self beyond the roles she plays on television. Her story connects with readers on a personal level because she shares her experiences while encouraging them to face their own life challenges with complete honesty. The lessons from Valerie's transformation extend beyond Hollywood and entertainment because they make an impact on cultural discussions about empowerment and self-worth. She demonstrates that people can develop strength and freedom by refusing to accept social norms that restrain their lives. Her example encourages viewers to question limiting narratives and embrace their authentic selves, no matter the stage of life. The legacy of Valerie demonstrates that people need to control their personal storytelling. She established her own public image by breaking the common practice that allows others to define public figures in the entertainment industry. The ownership experience teaches women about their power to make decisions because they need to create their own narratives while facing outside challenges. Her work establishes a foundation that artists will use to develop their careers through upcoming years and present times. The success of Valerie leads people to take risks that show their genuine selves instead of following traditional methods. The cultural transformation results in an entertainment industry that celebrates genuine representation because it creates an authentic, diverse entertainment experience. The important lesson teaches people how to achieve success through their courageous approach and their capacity to connect with others. Valerie succeeded in establishing new limits in her work while maintaining her essential fan base because she showed that artists could stay genuine to themselves. Her dual nature as a pioneering artist and cherished public figure brings people to her because she inspires them through her work. The narrative about her life challenges common assumptions about women who grow older because it shows beauty and sexuality as part of her complete existence. Valerie Bertinelli's fearless transformation reminds us that embracing authenticity can redefine how we see ourselves and the world. Her story teaches the value of courage, vulnerability, and owning one's identity at every stage. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like and subscribe for more captivating stories about the celebrities who keep surprising us.